I thought we'd do something a little more fun. Today we're going to be looking at the new Lupin movie. Lupin I don't know how it's spelled. I think this is a placeholder title. Lupin, it's the Roman numerals and then RD. So I'll just call it Lupin the IIIrd, the movie, or Lupin placeholder. It's more likely because this won't be the real title. I'm guessing it's going to be directed by Takeshi Koike, who did the Fujiko Mine TV series and the Jigen's Gravestone and Goemon's Blood Spray and Fujiko's Lie. So it will be in that universe of Lupin, or that timeline, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, let's talk about this. This will be the first 2D theatrical animated Lupin movie in since, I believe, Dead or Alive. When did Dead or Alive come out? 1996. Okay, so it's coming out in 2025. So I don't know. It'll be like 29 years since Dead or Alive came out. So nearly 30 years without a 2D animated theatrical Lupin movie. I believe the first was the first actual theatrical Lupin movie in 20 years when it came out, or 25 years, but it was 3D animated. So I'm just going to be saying this will be the first Lupin movie in theaters with 2D animation since 1996. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So we open this trailer with like a bunch of voices talking about Lupin and how people have gone after his life over the years. And then we get Zenigata with a mysterious man we haven't seen, who's probably going to be a new original character for this movie. And we get some fight scenes on a train, which I'm all for. I like stuff like that. I like Gold of Babylon a lot, the fight scene on the train. And it ends with Lupin saying, "We're not heroes, you know," title card, and it says, "You haven't seen the real Lupin the IIIrd yet." So I think this means it's going to be manga accurate Lupin, not in the fact that he rapes people, which a lot of people hate about the manga, which is understandable, but I think people greatly exaggerate how bad it is in the manga. The manga significantly tones down in the later chapters, and Shin Lupin, or New Lupin, is entirely almost gag-based. Well, it still has action, but a lot of that is toned down for more gags and slapstick and action. So, yeah, I think people overreact about that. Not to say that it isn't wrong, but I think people just greatly exaggerate the manga and how problematic it is. Because if you read the entire manga like I have, I've read the untranslated chapters. I've read a lot of that. I've read both of the original runs of the manga by Monkey Punch. I've read all of it, so I think it's just greatly exaggerated. But other than that, I think it's going to go for the early manga chapters where Lupin isn't portrayed as a good person. He's going to be not even neutral. He'll be portrayed as not even a villain. He'll just be portrayed as a bad person. And I'm really excited for that, because I'm all for more darker, gritty Lupin. I really do love the early manga chapters, and I do think everything in the early manga I think the early manga chapters can be fun. I think a lot of the early manga chapters are just, as stupid as some of them are, a lot of them are just really funny. And some of my favorite episodes of the anime have been adapted from early manga to chapters. Like chapter 2 of the manga gets adapted in part 1, I think is episode 4, and it's one of my all-time favorite episodes. So anyway, we're gonna get that. And we also, in this trailer, we get a glimpse of Mamo from Mystery of Mamo, or Lupin versus the Clone, and he seems to be in the setting from Mystery of Mamo, like a gigantic library of sorts, and he seems to have a redesign. I know at the end of, I think, Fujiko's Lie, they teased Mamo from Mystery of Mamo coming back, but yeah, I'm trying to pause on this. Let me pause on it right here. I believe it's at 44 seconds in, we get a glimpse of him. So yeah, it looks like he has he looks more alien. He has like really he has like a grosser, more like disturbing alien look to him, which I think a lot of people aren't gonna like, but I like that. Pardon me if you hear noises in the background. So what I think this is going to mean is, yeah, we're going to get more exploration into, is Lupin a bad guy, which a lot of stuff have done, and a lot of people love that about Mystery of Mamo. And I like that too, but I fully hope that it's not going to be like Mamo, where they're going to give him some redemption. I don't want that. I fully just want it to be Lupin is a bad person, there's nothing you can do about it, and they explore that theme. Because this is the Koike-verse, I think they would do that. I'd love if they do that. I actually don't think they actually will, but I think they could, if that makes sense. And I'd love to see that. I know a lot of other parts of Lupin explore that theme. Like Part 6 explores this theme, and Part 6 is my favorite modern Lupin part. I think Part 4 is great, and I think Part 5 is absolutely overrated. It's like the most overrated Lupin thing ever, and it's not nearly as good as people are claiming it to be. Like a lot of the modern Lupin fans in the fandom, which I'll get into in a minute, think that Part 5 is the best Lupin part, when really it just really isn't. All it's doing is just like taking stuff from the franchise and repurposing it. Like, oh, we get a man from Lupin's past. We haven't seen that done a bunch of times before, and it's not even done in a new way. It's literally just, oh, Lupin and technology, how will this affect him? And it's not like a great movie called Bye Bye Lady Liberty did that, directed by Osamu Dezaki. Yeah, I do like the more philosophical stuff that Lupin goes into. I like Part 6 a lot. I love the entire Sherlock Holmes arc. I like the arc with Lupin in his mother, I believe. It's been a while since I've seen Part 6, but I remember immensely enjoying it over Part 5, which the only times I enjoyed Part 5 is when it was doing tribute episodes to different parts, like Part 1 and Part 2. Part 6, I think, did the entire Green Jacket era of Lupin and did it well. So I love Part 6. I also like Green vs. Red, which everyone hates for some stupid reason. I think Green vs. Red is a great tribute to Lupin, and all my friends I've shown Green vs. Red absolutely love it too. I don't know why Green vs. Red is so hated. Like, there's some fucking stupid video essay called the A24 Lupin wasn't. And I'll get into that in a bit, but like, I think Green vs. Red does a good job of oh, I actually found a title, a comment I left on the video. A lot of people really dislike Green vs. Red. I mean, I think it's a great idea and poor execution. I think it's executed well. I like the entire part of Green vs. Red questioning what Lupin is as an idea and not like as a person. I know a lot of people hate how esoteric Green vs. Red is, and I know a lot of people hate the fact that there's so many different Lupins on screen, and they really only see it as like a tribute movie. But I think it had something to say about the franchise that a lot of people don't really understand. I think I left a comment. I said, I think it deconstructed the character greatly. Can we chill with Miyazaki in Part 5 neat writing? The first three are the best franchises. You modern Lupin fan... Okay, I'll just phrase it in a way so that I'm not reading my comment. Modern Lupin fans really love to talk about how much Miyazaki deconstructs Lupin, as if he would not go on to make things 12 times better than Cagliostro in the rest of his career. That's the thing that's confusing to me, is the modern Lupin fan base. Like, I don't know how, after the pandemic, a bunch of ex-Tumblr people and lesbians got into Lupin. And I mean, no offense to them, but I don't understand why they would get into Lupin other than he's a quirky, funny monkey man. I have absolutely no clue why they got into it. It really doesn't make sense. It's not the type of franchise to even remotely appeal to them. but for some reason they did, and I think that's one of the main problems I have, and why I'm excited for this movie, is if it portrays Lupin as a bad person, it might filter those people out. Like, lots of people really love the Miyazaki soft boy Lupin, and how he freaking deconstructed Lupin, which I think he did, yeah, but I don't think Miyazaki cares about Lupin. Like, he formed Studio Ghibli, bro has other things to worry about, like the Nausicaa sequel he will supposedly be working on, fingers crossed. um, but, like, I think people really just cannot take a fucking more dastardly, bad person version of Lupin. Like, I literally just don't think that they can take it. Like, they hate the manga most of the time, or they, at the very least, they have to acknowledge, well, this is made in the 60s, and it's quite problematic, but I don't think you should be reading the manga. I don't think it's the best version of Lupin. I'm like, even though I think it's a pretty, I think, as I said, they greatly exaggerate that, and people who are saying that have only read the early manga and haven't even gotten to new Lupin, or even the more serialized story arcs, which, have they ever even been translated yet? Let me look on manga decks, because Lupin started getting serialized story arcs in, like, the later half of New Lupin the IIIrd. Like, it started getting serialized story arcs. Other than that, I don't know. But back to the film itself, I think it is going to explore the idea of Lupin as a bad person. I think Mama will play a role. My dream, and that's the other thing too, this is going to be the Zenigata of the Lupin movies by the Koike-verse. We had Daisuke Jigen's Gravestone, Goemon's Blood Spray, Fujiko's Lie, and now I think the movie is going to be titled Zenigata's something, like, or something along that lines. I literally don't think Lupin, unless it has something to do with the plot of the movie, which it could, I literally think Lupin, the initials RD, is just a placeholder title for a Zenigata movie. My dream would be, as I said, Jigen's Gravestone, Goemon's Blood Spray, Fujiko's Lie. This will be a Zenigata movie, and the Lupin movie we get is a remake of Mystery of Mamo, done by Takeshi Koike, and then the entire Koike universe is done. But I'd love if that would happen. I think there's a possibility it still could, but I probably won't, since this is a theatrical film, and it's a theatrical film in the Koike-verse, and it already has Mamo in the teaser, so I think this is just going to be, this will be the end of the Koike-verse, and a lot of people thought this wasn't going to come out, but it eventually did. But I would have loved if we just got a full-on remake of Mystery of Mamo after this movie. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, I'm excited for it. There's lots of stuff that could happen in this. I think the animation looks great. I mean, it's the first theatrical 2D animated Lupin movie in 20 years, so of course it's got to look great. It's gonna be the Zenigata movie, obviously, because the trailer and all the promotional material on the official Lupin Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it, is heavily promoting Zenigata in it. So yeah, I think this will be a really cool movie, and I'm hoping that we don't get a fuck ton of stupid ass video essays about Miyazaki's Lupin, or how the Mystery of Mamo should be in the goddamn Criterion Collection, which I think is absolutely fucking stupid. Mystery of Mamo is great, but there's no way it's getting into the Criterion Collection. Like, they changed it to, it will be in the Criterion Collection. It fucking won't. Dude, fucking idiot. Cagliostro would be on the Criterion Collection. You know why? Because it was a Miyazaki movie, and it was his first movie. That would be on the Criterion Collection. I don't understand how these fucking video essayists got a hold of Lupin, man. It's so fucking annoying. This shouldn't, they should have never, fucking, this entire crowd getting into Lupin is so fucking stupid. I think shipping culture has something to do with that. Like, they all want to ship characters and give their headcanons, and it's like Monkey Punch, or, hang on, let me look up Monkey Punch's real name, because I know he didn't like people using it. Kazuo Koike. Kazuo Koike? Yes, I believe that is his real name. Kazuhiko Kato, not Koike. Kazuhito Kato was an 80-year-old man obsessed with James Bond and Western movies who was born in Hokkaido in 1937. He was not making gay characters. Let's get that out of the way right now. And you can headcanon it all you want. Lupin and none of the characters are gay. None of them are gay. They're not pansexual or any of that. They're all straight. I mean, Lupin, a lot of people want to say Lupin's bisexual for some fucking reason. It's like, no. Or Jigen's bisexual for some reason because he dislikes women, even though it's shown that he does like women in some of the TV episodes a lot. I don't know. This movie will probably be cool. It'll be really cool. Let's see what Lupin Central has to say. So, yeah. This will be... I was going to say something else. Oh, yeah, I would have loved to hear Cloud Connection, who was doing this entire series about the legacy of Lupin, do like an analysis video. He had an entire YouTube channel going where he just analyzed Lupin. And then for some fucking reason a year ago, he literally just talked about abandoning YouTube, even though he basically made, like, what was really funny is he made like 20 videos going over all the Lupin TV specials, movies, and TV series. And he got to Farewell to Nostradamus right before Dead or Alive or any of the 2000 stuff, which I really wanted to hear him talk about Green versus Red. I thought that would be really cool. And then he switched to make director's cuts of those videos on a separate YouTube channel and only got to like part 1. And then he said he's quitting YouTube. And it's like, okay, so you made a ton of videos about Lupin. You quit doing that and tried to remake those videos, and now we could have gotten to at least the early 2000s, and now you're quitting YouTube for no reason, and infinitely set yourself back. And now you're abandoning a 20,000 YouTube channel where the main audience was Lupin fans to go focus on a gaming channel that can't crack even 100 views. It's fucking stupid. Like, I hate when fucking YouTubers do that. And like, so fucking annoying, dude. I really loved his videos about the legacy of Lupin. He just fucking stopped for no reason. Which or the reason is he's burned out on YouTube or something. It's like, dude, come on. Just you could have gone over everything. At least we have Manga Man, who already went over nearly all of the Lupin movies on his own, twice the amount of time. Gave great analysis for each of them. Go subscribe to Manga Man, by the way. He's a great underrated YouTuber. He hasn't posted in a while, but I think as far as anime YouTubers go, he is quite literally one of the all-time best. Like, he's a nice guy. He's objective, and even if you don't agree with his opinions, he's always nice. He always talks with his fans in the comments. He's been gone for a while now. He was going to do an entire Godzilla retrospective. He was going to keep doing Lupin retrospectives. I would have loved to hear his thoughts on this. I mean, go subscribe to Manga Man Reviews, man. Like, big ups to him. Like, he's a very, very nice YouTuber. He's probably one of the best anime YouTubers. There's no drama. There's no petty shit like the 5-star story stuff I was talking about. Just love all around for manga and anime, and that's the type of stuff I want to see more of. Not just fucking talking about the downsides of manga and anime. I want to see more of the talking about the good aspects of manga and anime and why you love it and not why you hate this adaptation or all this other stupid shit that's going on. But anyways, yeah, I think that's all the analysis I have to say. As a recap, I think this is going to be early manga accurate Lupin. It's going to explore him as a bad person. It might explore him as idiot or a god like Mystery of Mamo. I think they'll do it in a different way, obviously, because it's a different director and it's not the 70s anymore. I think this might focus on Zenigata and Lupin's relationship, similar to that part 1 episode I was talking about. I think it's going to focus on Lupin's relationship with everybody. I think the animation, just from the trailer alone, is going to be some of the best, It's definitely going to be the best in the Koike-verse, because Takeshi Koike now has a theatrical budget like Red Lion, and he's really going to flex on us with that. And I'm hoping that it will filter out all the stupid video essayists, and maybe even some of the Fujoshis, although all fandoms have that, it's not going away. And that it will just be an all-around great, fun Lupin movie with some deep philosophical themes, like Green versus Red, or Mamo, or even some of the episodes of Part 1. And it won't fail miserably at doing that, like Part 5 did. And I know that a lot of modern Lupin fans hate me. I'm standing by this to my grave. Part 5 is the worst, overrated modern Lupin part. Part 6 is leagues better, and Part 4 is leagues better even. And if Part 7 ever comes out, God knows when that will be, like fucking 2034, when Lupin Part 7 comes out and he's in a yellow or purple jacket. I think that will be better than Part 5, so yeah, that's it. Let's see what will happen when this movie comes out in 2025.